The following prescribed is transcribed.
This is Cliff McBurtney.
Greg Hamilton.
Jaymz Lennfield.
Ringo Lars.
From the one and only Beatallica, and you are listening to
BeatalliCAST.
I want to choke your band. Oh yeah, I tell you something. Think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna choke your band. I wanna choke your band, yeah, yeah. I wanna choke your band. You think, hey, does it on me? No, I'm a pissed off man. It's easy, no one's in. He's in a heaven. Well, let me choke your band, yeah, yeah. I wanna choke your band. When I punch you, I feel happy inside. It's just a feeling that the light. Got it right, rock it right, rock it right. Yeah, yo, here's your warning. I will take your band. Now, then I want it. I wanna choke that band. I wanna choke your band, yeah, yeah. I wanna choke your band. When I punch you, I feel happy inside. That's right. It's just a flowing of your blood. You can hide, you can hide, you can hide. Yeah, yo, here's your warning. Take that clam, white lion, no running. Choke that band. I wanna choke your band. I wanna choke your band. I wanna choke your band. Pose a band. Thanks a lot for coming out, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next year, all right? Good night, man. Good night.
All right, we are back.
BeatalliCAST.
Again.
What episode is this?
I think this is 13. Oh, no, wait. 11.
Yes, this one goes to 11.
This is Hair VVeber.
And MurphDawg.
Just played the opener, I Want to Choke Your Band, from December 15th, 2009 in Germany, in Köln. Other people call it Cologne.
I am appropriately wearing the shirt. I want to choke your band.
Exactly, yes. That's awesome. We got a whole bunch of fun stuff today. We're actually going to have...
Ringo Lars. Ringo Lars.
Exactly, just like at the beginning. You loved that, didn't you?
Cracked me up. I had to listen to it like 11 times in a row.
And what we're talking about at the very beginning, back in 2007, I think, or maybe it was 2008, Beatallica did a whole bunch of radio spots that played all across the country and got a hold of those files, so we chopped those up and had fun with them.
Yep.
Well, while digging through the archives for music to play in this episode, came across some audio clips, and speaking of radio, it has to do with radio, and has to do with...
Beatallica.
And has to do with us.
Uh-oh.
2007 satellite radio. Do you remember that, MurphDawg?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you set this clip up?
Well, as everyone knows, if you've been to the early Beatallica shows, Cliff always would throw patches out on the crowd. And I pretty much was basically the supplier of those patches at the beginning. I mean, back then, you know, we were pushing these patches, and they were on a radio show, and just for shits and giggles, Hair VVeber's like, we should call them. You should be a caller. And I'm like, no way. And he's like, yeah, call them. I'll record it. I'm like, all right, but what am I going to talk about? He's like, well, talk about the patches. I'm like, okay. And so I called into the radio station.
Yeah, they were in New York doing this on satellite radio. Let's listen in when Beatallica was on satellite radio.
Yo!
Oh, this isn't Tim Murphy, is it?
MurphDawg. Hey, what's going on, man?
Holy Christ!
Dude, you are insane.
Weissbuehler.
I just saw you guys out at Summerfest last week.
Yeah,
I
man.
noticed at your merch table you have these really cool patches. But
That's
so
funny. I
late
just saw
to
you,
the
you know, like
show, I had to
accosting
go
a horse
home,
at Summerfest
Yeah.
last week.
and I didn't pick one up, and I was just curious. How come we can't get those online on your website, man?
Because our supplier hasn't made enough of them.
They're too valuable. We can't just.
Is the supplier?
Yeah.
I figured that one out.
The MurphDawg.
All right, that was pretty good. Ringo and the rest of the band was definitely surprised. Is this
like
MurphDawg?
the horse effect.
We used that horse picture what James was talking about on one of the previous BeatalliCAST pages, so you can go to our website and dig through older episodes and find that. Digging through radio stuff with us harassing Beatallica. Back in, I think it was September 3rd, 2009. Obviously, I'm here in Chicago. I happen to know that Jaymz was going to be on a radio station in Colorado calling in and, talking all things Beatallica. So I hunted around and figured a way to send an email to the DJ so that when Jaymz got on, the radio DJ kind of mentioned my name and caught Jaymz by surprise. So let's take a listen to this.
Cool.
How are you, Jaymz?
I'm doing good, dude. My weekend is starting early this week. It is my birthday
I heard.
this weekend, and I get, man, I'm on my way to my special store in the city right now. I have a bottle of absinthe with my name on it.
Hey, you know a cat named Weber?
Yeah, I know Weber.
He sent me an email. He's in Chicago, and he wanted me to wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah. Weber is, he is like Beatallibanger #1, man. He's helped us a lot with the film side. He actually did our video for Hero of the Day Tripper.
That was pretty funny. Definitely caught him off guard. He was surprised, which is nice, but gave us a good shout out and talked about the Hero of the Day Tripper video and stuff like that. What do you think?
In some of the earlier days, I remember when they were on tour, and you've done it at least, I think, a couple times, where Beatallica was playing a show, and we were nowhere near the state. And you would call the bar, and you would send shots.
Oh, I did that in Germany.
Should have gotten that clip because there's a clip in there where, what are they here?
I think that was Germany. I think we had Dennis.
Oh yeah, it was Dennis.
Yeah, he did it at Hamburg Ballroom, I believe it was.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So we're known for that. Not only flying around the world, going across the country, and showing up and going to shows with them, but we'll catch them,
by surprise on the radio.
I don't know. What do you think about Tune?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's see. I dug up from a show. We played, I think, maybe one song, maybe two, but from the Durty Nellies show, which is in Palatine, Illinois. This is
It's nice because it's like 20 minutes from my house.
very easy to get there and very easy to get home. This is from April 19th, 2008.
The thing that should not let it be.
Hey, we'd like to thank all of you special heshers out here who rode the short bus out here, who actually understand what's going on before you and are willing to stick around and see more of it. I see a lot of old Beatallica shirts out there. It's great to see return customers, and hopefully we can see the rest of you next time. This is that dude right over there. This is a special little ballad that goes out to all the hybrid children of the world out here, called The Thing That Should Not Let It Be.
Wasn't that nice? But say that again. Introduce that one again. That sounded so nice.
The thing that should not let it be.
the extended dance rap version mix of that song, you know?
All right, that song kicks ass.
Hybrid children.
Definitely cool to hear stuff a little farther back. You know, a lot of the stuff we've been digging up's been from
2010, 2011, and definitely 2009.
And speaking of 2009, with the whole JBO tour, you know, we've played some different tracks of Jaymz Lennfield singing with JBO on their song I'm
Guten Tag zum Sterben.
Pretty funny, especially if you know German, let alone know the JBO song, which is a very popular song. How James kind of hacks it up. Does a damn good job, better than I could do. But anyway, I uncovered one track. I kept this someplace else and came across it from December 15th, 2009. This is Jaymz Lennfield singing Sterben with JBO. Now, the interesting thing is, during the song, they kind of break it on down, and then they pick someone from the audience, and then they use that person's name as being the person for having the bad party.
I was at home.
You were at home. This night, the person that was picked out of the audience name was, and I'm going to hack it up, so excuse me, was or something like that. Anyway, we've kind of talked about this before, but I actually dug up the actual track, so we'll spin that, and then following that show and this track, kind of showed up late to dinner, so everyone had kind of sat down around this big table, and I was kind of bummed I couldn't sit with you know, Beatallica and everything. So I kind of sat at the end of the table where there's an extra spot. And then lo and behold, Wolfram, the drummer for JBO and Vito C, came in and sat down with me, and the three of us kind of had dinner and chit-chatted. And then afterwards, James came by and did a little recording. And there is video of this online, but it's really funny, so I thought I'd bring it back up. So right after hearing Sterben, we'll hear Wolfram, Vito C, Jaymz Lennfield, maybe you can pick me out.
Meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, hier ist Jaymz Lennfield von Beatallica!
Yo! You gotta learn how to do that. Yo!
Yo! Yo!
Yo!
Yo!
Yo!
You would like to make the time a little longer until you have to perform the lyrics, don't you?
Im Kühlschrank ist die Stimmung gut, die Pilzkutscherin feiert. Einer mit dem Maler gritzt mich an, ich dreh sie zu rein. Die Eier zu weich, die Butter zu hart, der Kaffee fließt daneben. Im Brotton zieht der Schimmel aus, dann einfach Frühstück geben. Mein Auto hat mein demoliert, es hängt ein Zettel dran. Von meiner Freundin, die begabt, wie sie alles kann. Sie führt die Sache näher aus, sie wäre zu blau. Dann sind deine Leben hoch, dann ich weiß ganz genau,
Hannes. James, do you know who's gonna have the party spot tonight?
Seeing as that it's a packed house,
yes,
I think everybody is having the party tonight. Is that right, Cologne?
But we have to pick somebody for the lyrics.
We need a name. We need a name.
We need a name. You know, we need someone to blame for the bad beer. That's it, you know. Okay, so, wie heißt du? Thorsten. Ich hab hier schon, also, es ist zu spät, ne? Der Thorsten hier, du hast keine Ahnung von Bier, ja? Das willst du uns damit sagen? Okay. Nein, no, it's your turn. What? Thorsten. Oh, and it's a hard name for, you know.
Can't you be named Steve or something like that?
Or you can say Thorsten.
Thorsten, not.
Just like toast or something.
Thorsten. Ready?
Beim Thorsten stieg die Party mit der Kack von die Gold an.
In jeder Frau, die ich dort sehe, steckt schon ein Macker drin.
Letztes bleibt mir nur der Rausch, wie soll ich sonst noch hier?
Doch auch dieser Wunsch bleibt mir versagt, denn es geht nur.
Ich will mir eine Whisky holen, die Ausbahn ist mein Ziel.
Da treffe ich meine Freunde, stöhnen James beim Lebensspiel. Sau. Ich steig ins Auto, fahre los, denke hoffentlich in die Frau, die mir gerade vors Auto läuft, genauso wie auch ich. Heute ist ein guter Tag zum Sterben, aber ewig kann es gehen. Hinter Bäumen ist Spaß verderben, und alle keine Lust mehr begehen. Ein guter Tag zum Sterben, aber ewig kann es Spaß. Da wollte ich endlich die Ausweise, alle Lieder gleich ins Glas. Ein guter Tag zum Sterben, ewig kann es Spaß. Bevor die Zähne die aufbeißen, gleich ins Gras. Ein guter Tag zum Sterben, doch das Leben kann es sehen. Ich will den Spaß euch nicht verderben, nicht für die ich schon bin. Jaymz Lennfield!
And action. Scene.
Hey man, this is James from Beatallica. We're hanging here in Köln, Germany, right?
Cologne. Yeah.
How do you say it?
Köln.
Köln.
Yeah.
You're German, right?
We say
Yeah.
Köln.
He's German. This is my German friend here.
Sounds like.
Wolfram.
James.
And JBO, and we just got done having some grub and a few beers, and we're talking about where we're going to go hang out. And Wooly suggested the sauna, because that's the type of person that he is. So I'm sure you're going to be seeing this on YouTube very soon.
Naked James.
Hey, all I have to say, he is a wolf and a ram. Two animals naked in the same sauna. Can you believe that? I don't even think they allow that on YouTube, do they? They gotta censor that, man.
Yeah.
You would like to have some fun with the wolf and the ram? Huh?
Hey.
Don't you?
We have this thing in Beatallica about JBO, right? Now, we've honestly talked about this.
Okay.
Which of the JBO members is the dreamiest?
The dreamiest?
The dreamiest.
Oh.
Hands down, you win. Hands down. Ringo says you're the dreamiest.
Okay.
Cliff says you're the dreamiest.
Oh, man.
Of course he is.
Which honor?
Hannes? Never mind.
to them. Already in progress.
So, let's get naked.
And cut.
All right, that's pretty funny listening to Wolfram and Vito C. along with James. What else is new in the BeatalliCAST universe over there, MurphDawg?
Oh, we finally made it to Facebook.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, all you have to do is just in your little Facebook search engine type in BeatalliCAST, and you can visit our site and click like.
Yeah, definitely like us on Facebook, let alone like us anyway.
Yeah, you can also drop some comments on there, add suggestions to the show.
We're definitely trying to make it fun where you can interact and ask us questions.
And a lot of people are on Facebook, and we are already getting a good following started, you know. I mean, we've only been up for, a few weeks?
Exactly. And we'll put fun behind-the-scene pictures, and definitely once the album comes out and the band starts touring, we'll definitely be utilizing that social media platform.
Yes.
So anyway, before we get into our interview with Ringo Lars, digging around, yes, I found another exclusive live, rare track. And this is a song they rarely played live. I think we've seen it 3 times maybe. And
It's not the Christmas song where he screams out my name, MurphDawg.
My voice is ringing out.
You want to give that a shot?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, here we'll spin the track, Sergeant Hetfield's Reprise from Durty Nellies in 2008. Should we get on the phone?
Oh, yes. Lars.
All right, well, on the phone we got Ringo Lars. Are you there, Ringo?
I am here. How's it going?
It's going good.
It's been a long time coming, but we finally got her done.
Yeah. Take 4.
Take 4.
We always kind of ask everyone, how'd you get involved? What's kind of the whole story with
Beatallica.
with you?
Well, basically, Kurt, he and I were playing in a band called Ka. And around the same time, the event Spoof Fest, which I'm sure everybody's very aware of by now, that was going on. Kurt and Jaymz had done Metallica for Spoof Fest. And to make a long story short, basically when things got rolling and the calls started coming in for shows and stuff like that, like, hey, can you guys play a show? Can you guys play a show? Jaymz and Kurt just thought, well, hey, we already got kind of a band going here, people that already know each other. Why don't we just ask, Ringo? Well, obviously it wasn't Ringo at the time, but hey, let's ask him to join this Beatallica thing and play some live shows. I mean, nobody knew what was going to happen, as far as it blowing up and going to Europe and stuff like that.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, it basically just sort of fell into it,
Before we get to Europe and all the other craziness that goes on, so you get in the band, you obviously do some practicing so that you can learn the songs and everything.
Sure.
And then El Paso, Texas.
That was our first gig, El Paso, Texas.
How weird is that?
How did that shake
weird.
out, and what was it like getting in this band, and a couple months later, all of a sudden you're on a plane, right? Did you guys fly there?
We did fly there, yeah. They flew us out for one show. It was at a balloon festival, the El Paso Balloon Festival. Well, I think there was the hot air balloons, but I didn't quite remember seeing any, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird because, none of us really knew, the scope of what was really going on. It was sort of like, hey, do you guys want to just come out and play this show? Sure.
Well, we need to get a band together.
So, like I mentioned before, Kirk and I had been playing together in a band already, so we already knew each other, how to play with each other. I mean, we had been, in a band for years before that, so it was sort of an easy progression for all of us to get together and start practicing and forming this band.
Now,
it really wasn't that difficult. The only difficulty was just like not really knowing what was going to happen. After we got this show in Texas for of all places, and then it's like, well, then all of a sudden, people from Europe start calling a couple months later. So very weird.
Now, this is back in the day. 05 was this that you were wearing wigs? How'd you like? Now I know in Spoof Fest you dressed up and stuff like that before, but
Sure.
How did you feel about being on stage in Texas wearing a wig?
It was odd. At the time, I basically had no hair at all because my head was shaved.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, we got to get a picture of that.
Yeah, well, there's pictures somewhere of us right around that time, and you can see my hair is literally just like an 1/8 inch short. I mean, I basically had like the whole, for lack of a better word, kind of a skinhead thing going on.
I can't imagine that. I've never seen you skinhead.
That's what it was.
That's why I'm like,
I gotta see this.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get into like going to Europe and other stuff like that, all the different band members have talked about kind of working together early on. You had talked about working with Kirk and Ka, and we'll get to Ka, but I know when other people that have been on BeatalliCAST have mentioned Spoof Fest kind of in the background in my ear and in Murph's ear have been like,
What the fuck? I was in that band too. I didn't get an honorable mention.
so what kind of bands, and talk about Spoof Fest.
Oh, geez, what kind of bands have I been in? Started from the beginning, from what I can remember. Then The Police, Rush, Tool.
wait, back up. Did you say Rush?
Yeah.
You did Neil Peart?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Right on, man.
Yeah. And that was with Kirk on bass, actually, because Kirk was Geddy Lee, obviously, so he was singing. And
Did you get any video of that?
that was before the time that people started doing videos of Spoof Fest, so there was no video of that anywhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
Denied.
I think you did Pink Floyd?
Pink Floyd, Leonard Skinner, Motorhead. There's been a couple others I can't even honestly remember right now. But yeah, I mean, I've been off and on with Spoof Fest. There's been a couple years where I've just sort of laid low and not really done anything in Spoof Fest and just sort of been a spectator. But
Right, sure. I know how that
You know?
goes because I love being a spectator.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun event to watch. So
Yeah. You are in
Beatallica.
no official album because it's just Garage Days is out? At that
At the
point,
beginning.
at that point when you were in the band, was the Gray album out also?
I was in the band before the Gray album came out, but the only two people that actually played on the Gray album were Kirk and Jaymz.
Okay. You're in the band, you play El Paso, and you start getting calls for Europe. You guys go to Europe. Had you ever been there before?
Never.
And what was it like?
Europe's great. I mean, just not to generalize, but I mean, Europe in general is great. I mean, obviously there's certain countries I like more than others. I mean, it's an experience that I will never regret going to or making changes in my life, to accommodate to go to Europe, because we've all had to sacrifice certain things, work, home, stuff like that, time at home. But it's, going there is just incredible, I mean, you guys have been there.
I heard that you do most of the driving when you're in Europe. Is that correct?
It depends on who's with us, but yeah, I mean, I drive quite a bit when we're there.
You're mostly the driver of the band, though, right? When you tour the States, you're the driver.
Yeah, I do 95% of the driving, even in the States.
You do 95 on the highway in the States?
Well, that too. That's because I don't know if you've ever driven with Jaymz before.
Yes, we have been in the Beatallica van.
Well,
no, with Jaymz driving. He drives like Grandpa.
Have you ever driven with him as a driver, though?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh,
he's the worst.
If the speed limit's 55, he's doing 45.
How do you prepare yourself? This is just, I would be scared. How do you, going to Germany and the Autobahn and all those other countries, how do you prepare yourself to drive over there, or do you just fucking do it?
Yeah, you just do it. I mean, the Autobahn is sort of a catch-all word for freeway. People get confused when they hear the word Autobahn, and they think that everybody's going to be doing like 200K per hour, and it's not really the case. I mean, the speed limit there is elevated compared to here, but it's not that much faster. I mean, average speed on the freeway here is like 65. Over there, it's probably like 75 or 80, and people are doing 75, 80 here anyway, so it's not really that big of a difference, really.
The other thing with that driving over there is, and I know some of the other band members did, you guys did like Rosetta Stone or some other type of thing that you learned enough German to get by, so you were able to read the signs?
Yeah, you can. After a while, you start to just pick up on what signs mean. Little words here and there. I know that I studied a little bit of German, not before we went the first time, but as we started going back more and more, just because we've been to Germany more than any other place. So it just sort of made sense. Well, here's a language that might be a little bit useful to learn as long as we're over there. But yeah, you just sort of start to pick up on it. I mean, admittedly, I haven't been studying it for a while, probably for at least a good 2 years.
Did you have to get a special license for that? I mean,
no.
You can't just go over there and drive, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right, man.
Well, as long as you have a valid driver's license, doesn't matter.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So,
at least as far as I've been told.
I know. I've never been there, so I don't know.
Talking about language and stuff like that, and Germany and everything, one of the main things is learning foul language and stuff like that. What's some of your favorites?
Oh, God. Foul language in German?
Hell yeah.
Oh, no.
You guys are spouting it all.
Like I said, I can't even remember anything.
Weissspüler?
I mean, well, there's that one.
I thought that was laundry detergent, man.
Yeah. That's more of a Cliff thing. He likes to throw that around a lot.
Oh, okay.
You're more the food guy, I thought.
Food guy?
Food guy, yeah. It's like every time there's a post about Beatallica, it's always Ringo's eating this, Ringo's eating that.
Yeah, that's
So what's
true.
your favorite food over there?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the schnitzel.
Schnitzel?
Yeah.
Schnitzel and Wiener Schnitzel.
Well, there's a difference between schnitzel and Wiener Schnitzel.
Then that would be?
The Wiener Schnitzel is like breaded, and a regular schnitzel is not. If you can imagine like a chicken breast, just baked. Well, yeah, baked.
Like Cliff.
If you can just imagine it with plain, and then with breading on it. That's basically the main difference between a schnitzel and a Wiener.
And what are some of your other favorite foods? I was telling MurphDawg, who's a fan of gyros, that you guys are huge fans of the doner kebab.
Oh yeah. Which, by the way, I just posted a picture of my doner kebab shirt on Facebook. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. That was the one I gave you, right?
Oh yeah. Thank you, by the way.
No problem. When I saw that shirt, I was like, "This is so fucking Ringo Lars. I've got to get it."
Yeah, I wore that the other day, and people were kind of looking at me like, "What the hell is that?" They didn't quite get it because that guy I don't know if you remember the shirt, but the guy on the shirt just looks so freaking goofy, and then it says doner kebab, and people aren't really sure what the hell it is.
And your answer was, "I've put so much doner kebab in my mouth and out my ass, you can't even imagine."
Exactly.
So what other kind of foods? I was telling MurphDawg that, and he knows this in the States, that you're a huge Mexican food fan, and I was like, there's not really good Mexican food in Europe.
No, there isn't. There totally isn't. I remember one time we ordered some Mexican food after a show. It came, and it was literally the worst Mexican food I'd ever had. It was awful. I ordered some nachos, and there was literally corn, like canned corn on the nachos. It's just like, who puts canned corn on nachos? Only the Germans.
Yeah, and I guess just as a side note, follow-up to that, you and James had joked that you guys should open a Mexican restaurant and you just make a killing over there.
We would. I mean, the only thing is, I'm wondering if the people over there are so used to what they have that they wouldn't even appreciate the authenticity of a real Mexican restaurant. But I don't know, man. I think if you opened a good one up there, yeah, you'd make a killing.
Well, sometime you should stop on by. Come here, and I will take you to a Mexican restaurant. Awesome Mexican food. Not to plug.
It's hardcore. It's hardcore, like original Mexican.
It's a little dive restaurant that's a town right next to ours in Wheeling, and I eat there all the time, and I love it. It's got like 8 tables, and food is absolutely awesome.
Totally
generous
authentic.
Portions. Authentic Mexican cuisine. It's called the Alamo in Wheeling.
Okay. Ding, 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 well, let's make a plan to go.
Oh, man, you will love it. And I turned it on to a lot of people where I work, and everyone loves it. It's probably the top Mexican restaurant probably in Illinois.
Those small places are always the best, man.
Right on, man.
Any other kind of favorite foods that you kind of learned to like over there?
Why are we talking about foods,
Because
man?
we have Ringo Lars on. He loves fucking...
I like the currywurst. It's kind of like a super huge hot dog, but instead of just regular hot dog, it's like there's actual curry in the mix.
Oh, really?
That stuff's pretty awesome.
I'm going to refresh my beverage, but MurphDawg can take over for a second. But one of the things continuing on with Europe and stuff like that and touring is
the Beatallicabangers.
Now, before you went over there, you guys had some communication through the original forum and stuff like that. But talk about meeting the European Beatallicabangers.
Meeting those people was awesome. I mean, you guys know all of them, Hemi, Suspiria, Base Inc., all those guys. I mean, that's just, meeting those people in person was great. And it's like, I think, even though I haven't seen, or I mean, not even me, but even though we haven't seen a lot of those people in years, it's like we still keep touch on Facebook and stuff like that. And it's kind of like one of those things where if we went over there now, even without having a show, we could just be pals and even beyond the scope of the band, and that's always a great thing, is when you can make friends like that and get past like the original reason, Beatallica being the reason, and then just be friends beyond it. That's always an awesome thing, and like I said, I mean, you guys know all those people, and I mean, they're great people, fun to be around, and the great thing is too, they're all from different walks of life too.
Exactly,
but for some reason, it's like we got this thing that we can latch onto together, and then get past that, and still have like true friends. That's the wonderful thing about it.
Yeah, I was telling Murph, crossing fingers, knocking on wood, that upcoming tour, he's going to be able to go and everything. And I was explaining, I've talked about it on the BeatalliCAST before, but talking to him about it is, the Beatallabangers all over Europe. It's great to hang out post-show, during the show, whatever. But for me, the high point of the 2 times I've been over has been when the Berlin show happened and kind of all the Beatallabangers converged to hang out at one time.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just like all these people from different walks of life, different types of jobs. You got Dennis. He's got some crazy job. You got, Hemi, who I don't even know what he does. He works like at an Office Depot or something like that.
I think he's IT, like computer stuff.
I thought he was a butcher.
Yeah. But like I was saying, it's just like you get all those people in one area, and everybody just can get along. Even though everybody's like literally from a different scope of the globe.
Right.
I'm going to interrupt. I've always wanted to put you on the spot, and I'm going to put you on the spot right now. You ready, Ringo?
Sure.
I love Beatallica. The band is awesome. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But as a drummer of Beatallica, you have never, ever played a drum solo.
What the fuck's up with that?
What the fuck is up with that?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't think I'm comfortable with solos, to be honest.
But you played Neil Peart and Rush. Come on, dude.
That's true.
Come on.
You
gotta pull one out, man.
There's a drum solo on the new album. That's,
Okay, I'll give you that when I hear it.
I mean, don't get too excited, because all it is the Ringo solo from...
it's not like the Metallica from... what was their last album?
Masterful Mystery Tour?
No, not Metallica, not Beatallica.
Death Magnetic?
Death Magnetic, where, who was it? Kirk did a solo with one note? Does that mean that you're going to hit a cymbal?
No, you're talking Saint Anger.
Oh, Saint Anger, yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a little solo on the new album, so, I mean, hopefully that'll be...
Ooh, breaking news, BeatalliCAST.
So, talking about albums and stuff like that, what was it like when you went into the studio to record Sergeant Hetz?
That was an odd experience. I shouldn't say odd. I mean, it was comfortable. I mean, I've always... I knew the place where we recorded Bobby Peru's, Flemball's studio. I've always recorded there, so I knew him. We've all known him for years.
What do you? Sorry to interrupt real quick. So you recorded there? Is that where you did Ka?
Yeah, that's where all the Ka stuff was recorded.
All right, we'll come back to Ka. Jump back to Sergeant Hetz. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's all right. Yeah, I mean, so it's like we're all comfortable with Flemball, and I mean, I think that the interesting thing for everybody in this band, when it comes to recording and when it comes to coming up with parts, is trying to do justice to both people that you're emulating. So it's like for me, I always try to think of how would Lars Ulrich play a Beatles song. That's kind of like the basis that I go for when I'm coming up with parts.
Interesting.
Did you ever ask him?
Oh yeah, we met him in Paris. Yep. Yeah, he's a great guy. I mean, he's Lars, for God's sake.
And he does drum solos.
Yeah, he does.
He plays tennis, I think.
He was quite a tennis player.
So you're saying kind of Sergeant Hetz was a little odd because you were trying to kind of figure out what your sound was going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we're still at the point where it's like everything was still kind of new. Everything was still sort of like ideas were still fresh. I mean, nobody really knew, where this was all going. And it was like, well, okay, we know what we're playing, but we still have to try to make what we're playing. We have to put our own stamp on it, but still do justice to both bands. You know what I mean?
So how about jumping forward to Masterful Mystery Tour in the studio?
That went a lot easier, actually, because I think by that point, we had played out a bunch. The songs on that album were more fleshed out. We knew the material a lot better. So I think that was probably the easiest one to record as of yet. Like I said, I mean, we had sort of established an identity as far as players within the group,
Right. And without giving too much away, how about the recording for the new, as yet not announced title album?
That one was tough because we were recording and we were writing all at the same time, which I know a lot of bands do. That's something that we've never done before. So, I mean, we were literally, going in, writing some songs in the rehearsal space, and then literally 3 days later, go in and record these,
Has that one been completed yet?
The recording is complete as far as parts. Everybody's parts are done. We are now currently in the mixing process.
Okay.
We've got about 5 to 6 songs mixed, and I think we got about 9 or 10 more to mix still. So
Nice.
Wow.
yeah.
Jumping kind of back in history a bit with you and us.
Because we're crazy-ass motherfucking Beatalli-bangers.
I know earlier in the episode we played a little clip. You want to talk about this, Murph?
Oh, yeah. It was a clip. We played a clip that when I called you guys, I think we're in New York. You were on satellite radio, and I called in as a caller.
Oh, yeah.
We just
That
wanted
was hilarious.
Yeah, we just wanted to get your take on when we kind of like ambush you on different locations or on radios or whatever.
That's what makes it all worthwhile, man.
Well, thank you.
Stuff like that. It's just, I remember that, distinctively. It was just like, oh, man, this is Murph. It was great, though.
What was the, because when you listen to the recording, you kind of chime in and you can hear, Lennfield being like, I am the MurphDawg. But what was like kind of the reaction? Were you guys like all giggling and going like, I can't believe this? Because you really didn't get a sense of how everyone in the room was reacting when you were like, this is Murph.
I thought we were being set up, Because it was just like, wait a second, how did he get in so quickly? Like, how was he able to call so quick and be right here? It's just,
That's awesome.
But that's the thing that makes it great, like I said. I mean, just that whole connection, You have people calling from different states, and you know them, and you're friends, and that's what really makes all this kind of worthwhile,
Yeah, your answer was so funny when you're just like, because our distributor hasn't made enough.
Right. His sponsor hasn't made enough. Well, is he your sponsor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's when they cut me off.
Nice.
So talking about that, and that was on the interview, if you want to call it that, the phone call-in was referencing the patches, which MurphDawg had kind of got going and everything. One of your responsibilities in the band is dealing with merch. How is that? Because you send merch all over the world, right?
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, we haven't been selling a lot of merch lately. I think that's just, because of the lull without having an album and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I get orders from literally any country you could possibly think of, Well, except for like India or something like that.
Because they can get their own Kurtas there.
Yeah, I've sent stuff everywhere, and it's always amazing to see, where people are ordering from, because it's sort of, I mean, it literally is a global thing.
You know what? I'd like to see a Beatallica hoodie.
I'd like to see them too.
Because I am totally into the hoodies, man.
Talk to Jaymz about that, man. He's always kind of against stuff like that. I don't know why. I think probably the cost margin, but,
Yeah.
Maybe for the next album we can talk him into making some hoodies.
Right on, man.
Talking about live touring and going around the world and stuff like that, I do, part one of this question is want to hear about some of your favorite places to play, but one that stands out and has got to be, up there has got to be South Korea.
Oh yeah, that whole experience was awesome. I mean, just the country, the people, everybody that we encountered was incredible as far as their personality and just how nice they were, and just playing right on the on the water like that, right by the sea. I mean, it was just like I said before. I mean, those experiences are what makes it worth it, and it's like that's one of the. And I know Jaymz always says it too. The Korea experience is one of the ones that will always stand out in my mind as a highlight of the whole Beatallica thing with us. I mean, that was, the friends we made there. And even like I said before, it's like, I haven't seen those people in years. You keep in touch with them on Facebook, like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, they're friends with me on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
cool.
I have a feeling that, like, if I met him right now on the street, we could just go and hang, and it would be like the years haven't even passed.
So would you go out and get a burrito?
Probably.
How was the food? Getting back to the food, how was the food in Korea?
The food in Korea was really unique. I mean, the area that we were in, it was all seafood. And I'm not too big of a fan of seafood.
I'm not a seafood fan.
Yeah. So
I
for
am.
me, it was a little bit, crazy. And when
Whoever
I'm talking
loves it.
seafood, I mean like actual seafood, like sea urchins. And no, seriously, not just like shrimp and lobster. I mean like literally, like sea creatures. We went to a fish market in Korea.
Sounds like you're eating Cthulhu.
Out there, and I mean, it was just like there was literally just buckets of sea creatures that you could buy and cook and do whatever you wanted, and it was just really bizarre. The food, not a big fan of the Korean food. Let's just not even beat around the bush.
Not necessarily in ranking order, but one or two other like high-profile things that you really enjoyed, touring-wise.
As far as
countries, festivals, shows.
Nothing that I can really think of offhand. I mean, I always liked playing New York. We played a show at the Bowery Ballroom with Clutch. That was probably one of the highlights. Just playing with a band like Clutch was awesome for me. I'm a big Clutch fan. Seeing those guys live was great, and being able to share the stage with them was awesome. New York is always an awesome place to play, though. So
Yeah, I was out there with you guys for when you guys did one of the F-bomb parties, and that was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Other things with touring and different stuff like that. One thing that we haven't touched on is you during a live show getting up and walking away from your drum set to allow Jimmy Nickel, a.k.a. Mike Portnoy, to sit in. How was that?
Oh, that was another great experience, actually. Good that you thought of that, because I totally based on it. But yeah, playing with Dream Theater was awesome. We played with them twice now. But yeah, I mean, just meeting him and being able to like get up from my drum set and say, "Here you go, have at it." To one of the drum gods of our time.
Did you say you played with them twice?
Yeah, they did in Madison originally.
Yeah.
And then we saw them the second time in Ohio.
Columbus.
Yeah,
Right.
Madison was at, I can't remember the venue right now, but yeah, we played with them the first time in Madison.
Yeah, we played a live track
we
from there.
We did the same thing in Madison, too, where he came out, I basically stood up, handed him the sticks, and, he just sat down, gave me a nod. It was all good.
Was it kind of wild watching from the side of the stage, him jamming, or were you...
Oh, yeah, it was great. I mean, there's a little bit of, like jealousy, like, hey, man, that's my kit, but on the other hand...
You played his kit?
No, he played
I
his.
didn't. No.
Oh, he played yours.
Right.
Yeah. But it was like, hey, it's Mike Portnoy. He can pretty much do whatever he wants.
He is a drum god.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about Ka a little bit, but before we do, we're going to bust out a song real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about that. What's up first there, MurphDawg?
I think we're going to listen to Baby's Fist.
Baby's Fist. You want
from Ka.
You want
Good hardcore.
Yeah, you want to set up... You want to set it up real quick?
This was a song that was written by Troy, who was actually the original bass player from Beatallica. I don't know if you know the history on that, but
yes.
Wait.
Are you kidding? We know everything Beatallica.
But you're talking.
Yeah.
You're talking.
BeatalliCAST.
Before Lee, yeah. He was the original.
Before
he was
Lee?
supposed to be,
Yeah, we never seen him.
Yeah.
Oh no!
He never played a show, but he was supposed to be the original bass player, and he practiced with us, and then he bailed about 3 weeks before the Texas show, and then that's when we got Lee in the band.
Is there any recordings of that you know of when you guys were practicing?
Definitely not. No recordings whatsoever.
Son of a bitch.
I wasn't there. So anyway, we're gonna play right now this song,
Baby Fists,
and we'll be right back.
Hey.
Baby's face.
a Ka song. This is called Psychomagnetic Anomaly.
Those songs are awesome. I love them. And
Cool.
what's the history with Ka? Because you were with Kirk Hammondson pre-Beatallica, and you guys had a demo and then 2 EPs. Is that right?
We had a demo tape out, which never made it to CD, just because at the time CDs still hadn't taken over the format.
We're back in the
So
20th
we had
century.
one full-length album, and then another full-length album after that, and then we did 2 EPs. And the EPs were supposed to be, it was supposed to be 3 EPs total, but unfortunately we broke up before the third one was ever finished or recorded.
How would?
Because it was basically like a 3-part deal.
Okay.
The songs were semi-related, you know, just kind of based on when they were written and, like, the subject matter. But like I said, the third EP was never written or recorded, so there's only 2.
How would you describe Ka? Because the 2 songs that we played so far are pretty. I mean, Ka's pretty eclectic. You know, I think it's very, but like prog rock kind of thing.
Sure. No,
and
that's definitely what it is, yeah.
these songs are like thrashing, or at least Baby's Fist.
Yeah.
How would you describe Ka?
I mean, we always try to describe it as prog core. We were like a prog.
Nice.
Yeah. No, because we had a lot of prog metal influences and a lot of prog rock influences, but we also had a lot of like hardcore type influences going on. You know, and it's like when you get those type of going on, there's no way that you can't, you know, just start to branch out and like you hear those influences in the song. I mean, one of the best bands I've ever played in, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, it's good shit. We'll finish out when we're done talking with you. What's the third Ka song that we're going to spin?
Wheel of Ka.
Do you want to... we're not going to play it now. We'll play it at the end, but do you want to talk about Wheel of Ka, just to kind of set it up?
That's one of our most elaborate songs, actually, besides Psychomagnetic Anomaly. That was there you go. And like I was saying, that whole song is basically just one big prog extravaganza, you know.
I think you just invented a new genre.
I invented a new type of music, prog extravaganza.
Exactly. What else can you say about touring on the road with Beatallica? I mean, you know, I know stateside you do tons of the driving and stuff like that, but what's it like? I know we flew out and MurphDawg and I saw you in Arizona for the 2 shows.
Oh, wait, back up.
Okay.
I'm a friend of Ringo on Facebook.
Ooh.
And I saw a post of his, and he was selling the Beatallica.
Yeah, Beatallica's gone.
Oh!
Is it officially
sold
gone?
it?
I sold it, yep.
Oh! And did you get what you wanted?
Basically, yeah. I mean, I basically ended up selling it for scrap.
Scrap? Is that a dog?
Scrap. Come here, Scrap. Come here.
I'm Ringo Rars.
Yeah. But no, I mean, basically, the state of the Beatallica was this, is that it had been across the country so many times. We started dumping a bunch of money into it to keep it going, and it just got to the point where there's too much wrong with it to make it worthwhile fixing.
So how do you tour now?
We're going to have to figure that
out. Now, the Beatallica was a Dodge Ram stretch.
Yep.
So I think you put a wall behind the third row of seats, and you could fit all your gear and all, you know, any clothes and stuff you had to take with you or whatever. And then the rest of you could sit in the rest of it. So you actually need something pretty decent sized, right?
What's that?
You're going to need something of a decent size, you know?
We're going to need something exactly the same size, if not bigger.
You going to go for a Sprinter?
If we could afford one, that'd be nice, yeah. I trust me, I've looked for Sprinters, and they're pricey, even for used ones. You're looking at least $10,000, so.
Okay. So you got any, you know, woe is me, oh, I remember when kind of stories, special stories with the Beatallica now that it no longer exists?
Yeah, it was in an accident right in front of my house, actually. This is a totally true story.
True stories are the best.
No, it is a true story, totally. It was actually, it wasn't even moving, it was parked. I'm not I shit you not, man. I'm totally dead serious.
Okay, how does? Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I don't know what else to set it up.
Somebody was speeding down my street, and the van was parked in front of my house, and they lost control of their car, and they basically hit the back of the van and went underneath the van, literally.
Is that how the bumper got dented?
Yep, that's exactly how it happened.
Oh, okay.
So there was no more gnome?
The gnome fell off, man.
For people not knowing, Ringo Lars, I don't know where you got the gnome, but then you literally hardcore affixed it with bolts and everything to the back of the bumper, and it was there for like a year or two?
Oh, it was on there for probably 5 years, actually.
Really? Where'd you get the gnome? I'm just curious.
I think I bought it at like a Stein's type place, like some kind of like, flower store or something like that.
Because that's where Ringo Lars hangs out.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, the gnome actually fell off the van on our last trip home. When the van was dying, on our last trip home from...
Is this after the accident?
No, this was this was way after the accident.
We had some good times because you picked MurphDawg and I up. We rode in the van with Beatallica to the show in Ohio with Dream Theater, and the other time that all of us were hanging out with the Beatallica van was when it was parked in your driveway and Murph was jumping up and down on the bumper and we were shooting the Japanese We Rock City video.
Yeah.
We'll be driving right over to a community near you.
Good times.
Well, hey, you got anything else that you want to talk about on BeatalliCAST now that we finally got you here that we didn't touch on?
Not really. I mean, just want to thank everybody for being a fan, really, and supporting us. And, hopefully with the new album coming out, people will appreciate some of the new changes that we've had to deal with, but can't really talk too much about that until after the album's out,
Well, cool.
That's about it, man.
I totally appreciate it. I'm sorry that we couldn't do this in person and pour a gallon of Patron down your throat, but,
Hey, no problem.
Push comes
I'm
to shove.
drunk anyway.
Well, so are we.
Nice.
My dog is drunk.
Of course.
Two
drunk dogs.
Exactly. That's funny. You would not believe how big Foster is from the last time you saw him.
I've only been seeing the pictures on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, man, Weber, you got to get on that, dude.
What's Facebook? What? Before we let you go, what are you drinking? What are you
Russian, probably.
White Russians, man.
Nice.
Right on,
totally
man.
called. All right,
I called it.
We're gonna let you go, but we're gonna go with an outro. And what's the song that we're gonna play?
Wheel of Ka.
All right, Ringo Lars, can't thank you enough for
Thanks
being
a lot, man. It's been fun.
For being on BeatalliCAST. And here is the Wheel of Ka.
Hey, this is Ringo Lars, and you're listening to the BeatalliCAST with
MurphDawg
and Hair VVeber.
All right. Well, there was Ringo Lars, the first interview with him on BeatalliCAST.
What an asshole. I'm kidding, Ringo.
Good times. He was one of the first people that when we had first started doing this a year and a half ago or whatever that wanted to get on, but he didn't want to do it over the phone.
Right.
He wanted to do it in person,
Right.
especially after we had done the one with Cliff and got smashed.
But we all have such crazy schedules, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So it was push came to shove. Do we wait around and try to do it in person, or do we just get it done, get it on the books? We got it on the books. Anyway, that was episode 11, and got anything else to say over there?
Rock and roll!
No.
Aside from visiting us on Facebook and liking us on that page, which would be much appreciated. I guess unless you got something else, let's get out of here and spin a track on our way out.
All right, let me crack open another beer first.
All right, this is going way back. This is in 2006 in the United Kingdom.
London, England. I was at home.
I was at home, too. This is Black in the USSR. This is with Kirk Hammondson.
Sweet.
And it is the beginning of their show. They used to have an old opener they used to play, and they don't really play that anymore.
Right.
So we thought we'd give you a taste of that, and we'll see you next time on
BeatalliCAST.
You guys ready to pop the top off this fucking beer can tonight or what? Go!
Have one of those Blackened in the USSR t-shirts. We'll have to get it on the Facebook page. So if you want to see it, get onto our Facebook page. Right.
Laters.
See ya.
Hey, dude!
This is Jaymz Lennfield.
Cliff McBurtney.
Gerg Hamilton.
Red Ringo Rars.
From the one and only
Beatallica.
How the hell did this happen? How the hell did they get fourth one?